Are you looking for a high quality keyboard with mechanical keys, RGB lighting, and plenty of macro keys? Then stick around to hear my thoughts on the Corsair K95 RGB Vengeance mechanical gaming keyboard. It's TechWiz time! I've never really been much of a gaming keyboard enthusiast, but I did need to move up from my old Microsoft USB keyboard. As much as I love it, it was getting just a little bit too old. With that said, I jumped onto Amazon. My thinking was that I'm going to invest in a keyboard which I know will last me quite a few years. So the research landed me with the Corsair K95 RGB Vengeance mechanical gaming keyboard. That's a bit of a mouthful. So after a week of waiting, which is a really short time for someone living in Australia, my package arrived on the doorstep and it was huge. The first thing that I noticed about this Corsair keyboard was its weight. Due to the aluminium in the actual keyboard itself, this puppy will not budge. Testy testings. I can seriously say that I absolutely love the feeling of the keys underneath my fingertips. I'm a fairly reasonable touch typist with an average of 70 to 80 words per minute. I've been using computers before I could even walk, so touch typing has been a large part of my life for many years. The keyboard that I purchased from Amazon has the Cherry MX brown switches, but from what I've seen, you can purchase the Corsair K95 RGB keyboard on Amazon with the Cherry MX red switches, for all you hardcore gamers out there. You can find a link to both versions of the keyboard in the description below. One of the main reasons I purchased this keyboard was due to its 18 macro keys on the left-hand side. Now, I use Adobe Creative Cloud Suite a minimum of 9 hours daily, so using macro keys is essential to increasing my speed with day-to-day repetitive tasks. Being able to set one key to perform 5 different actions in one keystroke is absolutely amazing. So here's a quick example. Do you even macro, bro? In the Corsair Utility Engine software, you can set one of the macro keys to perform different actions based on what is recorded from your keyboard strokes. In Adobe Illustrator, I often need to convert fonts to objects. If the font has an outline, more often the stroke would cover some of the letters like this. To fix this, I would release the font from a compound path, make all the objects into a new compound path. I had already set up the keyboard commands in Adobe Illustrator to make my workflow easier, so I'll be just using those. Hit record in the Corsair Utility Engine and then jump back into Adobe Illustrator. I perform each action as I would, using either keyboard commands or menu commands with the object selected. Once I'm done, I'll go back into the Corsair Utility Engine and press finish. In order for this to perform the action very quickly, we'll hit the clear delays button. You'll see the same action took 10 seconds beforehand, now takes less than 2 seconds. Imagine performing that action hundreds of times per day. You can see how the time can really start to add up. Time saver achievement! Now that I've shown you an example of the Corsair Utility Engine macro capabilities, I can show you another exciting feature of the Corsair K95 RGB keyboard, the RGB lighting. The lights are so pretty! The Corsair Utility Engine software allows you to create different color profiles for different programs you use. For example, if you play World of Warcraft, you could customize these colors for the different actions that you perform. So, red for health, blue for mana, etc. That's awesome! Another exciting feature is that you can download pre-made color profiles directly from the Corsair website. Even though it doesn't look 100% like it, I'm using the Superman logo on my keyboard right now. But as you can see from all the user-created content out there are hundreds of different color profiles to choose from. Keyboard Pro time. The craftsmanship of this keyboard is absolutely amazing. I love the aluminium finish, the detachable wrist rest, and the braided USB cable. The media controls on the top right hand of the keyboard are another great addition. I really think the weight of the keyboard is another huge plus, especially when you've got a huge gaming sesh going on. This keyboard will not move. Keyboard con time. Unfortunately, I ran into a couple of problems with the Corsair K95 RGB keyboard, but none of them are really deal-breaking. I did have to play around a little bit to make the keyboard work properly. Firstly, the keyboard is very sensitive as to which USB port you plug it into, as well as the order that they're plugged in. So the first USB cable to plug in is the one with the arrows on it, then the one with the picture of the keyboard. I also found that using the Intel-based USB ports instead of third-party controlled ports work best. The second con has to do with getting used to the keyboard and the keys layout. For most people who use the Adobe Creative Cloud Suite, their left hand hovers over the Control, Shift and Alt section of the keyboard. Due to the extra macro keys on the left hand side, I found my hand slipping and hitting the G keys when I was trying to press Control or Shift. Now, this is just a preliminary thing, as I've found that after owning this keyboard for a couple of weeks now, that my muscle memory is keeping my fingers from slipping. I wouldn't let this deter you, but it is a learning curve for your hands. Conclusion time! Would I recommend this keyboard to everyone? If you're looking to invest into your computer system and want a keyboard that will last you for years, then I highly recommend the Corsair K95 RGB Vengeance mechanical gaming keyboard. Even if you're looking for a keyboard that just looks really cool. Don't forget you can purchase this keyboard direct from Amazon through the affiliate link below in the description. Well, that's it for another video. I really hope you liked it. If you did, make sure you give me a big thumbs up or even leave me a comment down below. If you do enjoy the content that I'm providing here, make sure you subscribe to my channel because it really helps me a lot. And as always, imagine, learn, create.